Well, hello everyone. My name's CarmelOP. Welcome back to another Crab's Treasure. It set us back here. Oh, whoops! It set us back here instead of respawning us to the last place. But long story short, two of the side characters got killed, and now Firth has that powerful shell that we must take from him in order to end the game. So his fight is not easy.
Come on, do it. Hit me. Don't be a coward.
So I'm not expecting to beat him here by any stretch of the imagination.
No one likes a sore loser, buddy.
God damn it. Okay.
You're gonna regret standing in my way.
If we can just... Okay, there we go. We just gotta wear him down. He should be getting like the huge trash. Yep, there it is. Right at the halfway point. Oh, come on, I tried to...
Just let me have this. I deserve it.
Okay, this won't take him... Oh my god, the stream is like all fuckety. It might be this area. And there's just nothing I can do about it. Because this isn't the first... Okay, so he's... I think it's this area. I think that's what it is.
Did you just die already?
Yeah, it's this area. Yeah, because it gets better. When it gets better on OBS, oh fuck, I accidentally used a healing item.
You ain't seen nothing yet, dude.
Oh, let go too early, that's fine. That's fine. Where's the... Oh, no. I didn't see him come towards me. There's the probiotic. That's what I want. For later, probably. Okay, we just take our time here. I keep letting go, like, kind of early on those attacks. Okay, come on. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, this stream's gonna be a bit laggy, but there's nothing I can do. No. I need this shell.
After I take care of you, my life's gonna rule.
Come on, dude.
This is taking so long. Why haven't I won yet?
God damn it, I keep thinking he's gonna be like right in front of me. Okay, so he lunges with that swipe attack. Fuck. Okay, now's the time to get the probiotic, wherever it's at. Or this works. Pill bottle works. Okay, I just gotta hold out. Play it cool. I just gotta keep popping heals until I get relatively full. damn it. I don't know how to counter that attack. I'm not necessarily worried about that. Yeah, that stuff, that's a fast fucking attack. No.
No, Krill, wait.
Did we get him?
Put that on.
Did we get him? We got him first try. First try after I stopped the stream.
I think I get what Chitin meant now.
Krill, hold on. Let's talk about this like adults.
If I'm gonna be angry, I might as well use it for something good.
First fucking
that
try
maybe
also.
One day, other people won't have to fight like me. And what better way to start than to beat up a selfish, greedy, muscle sucker like you!
God damn. Damn. He killed that man. Yeah, OBS is having a hard time, like, with, I think it's all the shit that was in the background. Because it goes up and down, if you notice. Like, it'll be good for a little bit, and then it'll go away. Oh, no. We've trashed the city. Is it over? What happened to the world? I think I messed up again. Yeah, you did. You blew up the whole, ocean. Or not the whole ocean, you blew up all the trash, and now it's here in the city. My word, have you ever seen so much trash before? It's a miracle, I tell you. Someone up there really does care about us. Aha, Krill, my friend, so deeply pleased to see you survived. As you can see, we're having quite the exciting tide. First, we escaped the bowels of hell itself, and now Trash Island itself collapsed onto our fair city. On the one hand, such property damage, our poor architecture, but surely folks will come from miles around to see the carnage. I'll get to greet so many fresh faces. Every massive cloud of trash has its silver lining. Okay.
Hey, pal. No hard feelings, right?
Bro. Bootlicker. Oh, I can't even go in there. That kind of sucks. Yeah, I kind of wish there was like actual interior areas to explore. I hope Chitin's okay. I did what she said. I got angry and stopped Firth. I guess things might have been even worse down here if I hadn't. But I sure don't feel like I helped. Oh, you did. You for sure did. Unbelievable. The whole city's been totally covered in trash. I really couldn't save anyone, could I? The city's totally ruined. Are you kidding? This is the best day of my life. We're all going to be rich, I tell you. Grab all the trash your claws can carry. Holy Krill, is that really you? It's me. I take it from your expression you've got something to do with this whole mess. I told you nothing good come from messing around with the trenches with that old timer. Where is that flim flammer anyhow? He's dead. Oh, hun. Oh, I can't get to the blacksmith, damn it. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and end this. A whole bunch of people died, and I don't know if Chitin's okay. I thought maybe that cool shell could make things better. But I think Firth and I broke it in our fight. It seems like none of this had to happen at all. I want to be mad, but there's no one left to be mad at, and the city looks super messed up now too. I'm sorry, Nema. Well, for what it's worth, most everyone here seems to be excited by this whole mess. They haven't seen so much trash in their whole lives after all. But if it's true that what they're saying about the gunk, it's only a matter of time before all this comes back to bite us. So yeah, it ain't looking great, kiddo. Okay, I'm not gonna talk to everybody. Mainly because I don't have to, you know? Definitely not talking to see. What am I gonna do next? I guess I always wanted to go back to the tide pool and do nothing. Is that what I want? This adventure was a huge waste of time, and it was hard and painful. So why did I keep on doing it? Jesus. There must have been something I liked about it, right? Maybe Nim is right. Maybe I should just stay in the city with her. But I don't like it here either. I know that's not what I want. Nim is real nice, but this isn't my home. Maybe I haven't found my home yet. Yeah. Okay, let's get our shell back. Whoa, never thought I'd see you again, kid. You seen all this? This town's never been so trash rich. It's totally a new era. Yeah, you're welcome. How about giving me my shell back as thanks? Ha, are you kidding me? I don't gotta give you anything, pal. We're about to murder this thing. We're about to murder this prawn. This trash influx is gonna be great for business. I'm a rich prawn now. I'm operating on a different level. So if you ain't got something I really need, get out of my face. I fucking killed that man. Okay, we got the shell back. Oh shit.
What word comes to mind when you think of the Earth? This world is resilient, but not endlessly so. As this Earth spins ever faster towards its uncertain future, all will face that future in their own way. Some will fight for the world they dream of, blade in hand. Some will spend their whole lives saving others from falling through the cracks. And others still will never rest in one place for long. As this fragile world begins to fracture, no matter how large or small, the one thing no creature can afford is complacency. But though history talks of warriors and heroes, and great mighty crabs that shook the world, it is the thankless deeds that shall ever make that world worth fighting for.
Okay. Oh god, I can't be having music playing, even though I have some playing in the second game from Agrocrat. That's what I thought. Good second game. This is their second game. That's impressive, actually. It's very impressive. Either their first game sold really well, or they just kind of had the budget down. See your crew. Oh, Michael Reeves. Is that YouTuber? I think it is. Okay, nobody else I recognize. Okay. So yeah. Okay, I'm fast forwarding through this. We'll see if there's like a post credits or anything. Yep. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Then I can start my quick review. Not even quick review, just the post-stream review. Yeah, that was it. Holy shit. Okay, so y'all know what that means. Y'all know exactly what that means. Oh, wrong thing I opened up there. Let's see here. Open up the notepad. That's shorts. No, that's that. Where's the 10-point review system at? Where the fuck is? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is tags for YouTube. Don't even mind it. Okay. So. Okay, so the game's kind of loud a little bit. Actually, we'll just keep the regular music, the game music on. Okay, anyway, let's get into this. So, So let's go ahead and erase all this. So it took me 13 hours, just barely over 13 hours. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so you go ahead and delete all of this stuff. All right, this one's gonna be a fun one to review. All right. So the music took, or not the music, but the game took about 13 hours, right? For me, anyway. I probably could extend it an extra hour if I played a little bit longer. And, god damn it, I hate going bald. Nothing works. Okay. Yeah, it could have been longer, but it was 13 hours. Okay. Anyway, graphically overall, the thing I was thinking about this on the way home yesterday or the day before. I was thinking about this, and this kind of falls into the category of, say, like Team Fortress 2, Fortnite, or even Dishonored, since we've reviewed that on the channel before. Falls into the same category, right? The graphics here, they are simple and they are stylized, and when you get those two together, they tend to last a long time. Like, this game will not age that quickly, as opposed to, say, like Dark Souls 1, Half-Life, Halo 4, you know, like any title that looks like too realistic will age, you know, indefinitely fast, you know. Whereas Another Crap's Treasure, where it looks so simple and it's so well designed visually, you could probably pick this up 10 years from now and still like be not blown away by how it looks, but be satisfied with how it looks. You know, we've all played older games where, like, you know, it just looks like shit, you know, and you know, because we recognize that based on the time period they came out in, they're going to look like shit naturally. Whereas some older games like Team Fortress 2, and what other good? I guess Fortnite, because it's been out like what 7 years, 7 years now, 5, 6, 7 years. Been out for a hot minute. It's been out. You know, those titles, they stand the test of time simply because of how they're styled. And so, objectively, I think most people will pick this up and just not even think about the graphics. Just be like, okay, this is what it is. Because plus, it's also a cartoony game, also, right? Like, it's got a bit of cartoonishness in there. Okay, so personally for me, I give it a 1 because I think it looks great. It looks fine. It looks good. It does what it does, and it does it well. All the enemies are like stylized as well. So you know, it's just not. It's like not like they could have gone like a super like dark aesthetic or whatever, but you know, they didn't. They just kind of did their own thing, and it works. It works. Sound is actually pretty good. Sound's actually key in this game for when you receive damage, block damage, parry, or dodge. It's actually very much needed. And when you have unblockable attacks coming in, grapple attacks and stuff like that, you do have those audio cues, and those are so important. They did a good job of keeping them distinct. That's the biggest thing, is keeping them distinct. So that way you, like, I have not gone to this point yet with this game, but you know, I'm sure somebody who loves this game can probably just listen and just be like, okay, I need to dodge. It's an you know, unblockable attack or a grapple or whatever. So it does a very good job at conveying what attacks you're receiving. As for environmental sounds from like enemy attacks, like, you know, regular enemy attacks, you know, they all sounded pretty well. Fish sounded like fish. You know, there's not much to say. They just really, the meat and potatoes is the sound design in the combat system, which works. It's just simple. It works. Music, I didn't really notice it. So I think it was 2 bosses in a row we had the same boss music. And it's executed well. There's really nothing special to say about it, unfortunately, you know, and you don't really like, I don't really know. I'll have to go back and listen to like the tracks on YouTube. but nothing stood out. I mean, everything was like kind of appropriate. I like to highlight my favorite songs from games I review, and there's just simply none here that really stand out to me. And to be fair, like, we just got done with fucking Hard Space Shipbreaker, you know, a one-of-a-kind soundtrack for a game. So let's not ignore that fact. That I literally just came off of that. So that being said, I think objectively it gets a 1. Subjectively, I'll give it a 1 just because I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have. But it's probably more or less just ambience. I'll have to go back and listen and, you know, watch through some of the gameplay segments, because like if I didn't notice it, that's purely my fault that I didn't notice it. But if I go back to I call it Battery Land, Car Battery Land. But if I go back to Car Battery Land, and like there's some like electronic techno-ish vibe with if that's how it is, then, you know, that's great. I just didn't notice it, and that's not the fault of the game. It's just me not paying attention. You know, polish, bugs, annoyances, and crashes. Oh God. So there was one boss fight, and I am going to count this against it. Right. There was one boss fight where the boss literally teleported, and to me that's no bueno. Period. No bueno. You cannot have that in a game like this. It's not as serious as Dark Souls, right? This is not like a fucking Soulsborne player's fetish, right? This is just a Soulsborne adjacent game is what it is, right? But if you're going to do that with that moniker or whatever you want to call it, I don't know if I'm wording right or not, if I'm using the right English, but you have to make sure things are refined, and that's one of them. He just straight up teleported. I think that same stream, like maybe a few minutes later, another minor enemy teleported. That's not good either. Another thing, there was one spot somewhere where I got stuck and I had to roll out of it. I couldn't jump or anything. I had to roll out. That was just one spot. I get it. I forgot what the term is when during game development when you make the map floor. Because like for those of you who don't know, when you make video games, right? Like picture your house, right? Look at your floor. In video games, you can visually see the floor, but it doesn't exist, right? You can see it, but if you were to try to walk on it, you'd fall right through it. And so you also have to, at least this is back in like 2000 something, when you're trying to like the mid 2000s, when you're trying to make sure nobody falls through the floor of a video game. But what you have to do is you have to program in that that's a collision there, and the player cannot go through collisions. So what was I saying? Oh, so that's just simply somebody needs to put a collision layer there just to kind of, you know, iron that out. That one's not too major. But the boss teleporting, I did not, you know, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Just a hard no-no. No, just you can't. Not in a game, not in a Soulsborne adjacent game. It's just not okay. It's just not okay. And so I think for most people, I think they'll be okay with it. I think I'm not though. I'm sorry, I'm not. Story. The story is okay. It's not bad, it's not great. It gets you from beginning to end, right? It goes from, oh, my shell got captured, which that was actually I think that was a good, you know, plot point. Oh, my shell got captured, or my thing got taken away from me. Let me go try to get it. Oh, the person's willing to give it back to me, even though I should rightfully kill them from the beginning. They're willing to give it back to me if I complete this task. Well, I completed the task, and then now I found the treasure. Now, because we found the treasure's worthless, we're in this dangerous area, and then from there we find out there's even a more valuable item, so we go and get that. That's a very natural flow of things for things to happen. They didn't have to shoehorn it in. They established early on that the old ocean existed. You know, it's all very, it's fluid. I'm trying to think of a game where all the lore and stuff gets thrown at you all at once and you're expected to believe it. Dishonored 2 keeps coming to mind, but that's not the best example. Fuck, there is a game where like it's like, oh, you're the chosen one or some shit, just all at once hits you and you're expected to believe it. It might have been a movie. Fuck. I don't want to look at this, but either way, let's start back at the beginning, right? Shell gets taken. You go to get Shell. You arrange a deal with the guy who has your shell that if you get the treasure for him, he'll give you back your shell. Okay, and on the way to getting the treasure wasn't what you thought it was, but because of how you got to the treasure, you're in an even worse situation. Okay. So now from this worst situation, you miraculously find your way to this place called the Old Ocean, Old Carcinia, the bleached castle and all that. It's this natural flow of things instead of things getting shoehorned in, it feels like. What game was it? I feel like the story just got fucking thrown at you. It might be like a really old title. And it might have been a really old game that had like a really simple story, and then in the latter half it just goes off the fucking rails. What game was it? It might have been an older game, but like I remember playing something like that and just laughing at it because of how fucking stupid it was. Because the writers didn't know what they were doing. But either way, I can't find it, can't think of it. But either way, this is a great example. Hold on. Okay, yeah, music's still playing in the game. Okay, so either way, story, I think most people will enjoy the story. I think a lot of people will not remember it, but I think it's good. Well, not good. I think it's okay. I think it's serviceable. I think it meets bare minimum requirements of a story. Twist ending, I wouldn't call that a twist, but I wouldn't call it predictable either. You know, it makes sense because they hint at Firth not being like the greatest person, right? So I think it should get a 1. I think most people will enjoy the story one way or another. I think that's fine. Effectiveness and engagement of gameplay. So this could be a me thing. It could be a mini person thing. I don't know. If you're reading this or watching this in the future, leave your input down below. But when I play Soulsborne games, I'd like to clear out an area first. That way, if I die along the way to the next part, I just run by them because I feel like I've overcame that challenge. I don't need to overcome those same enemies again, right? So, with that being said, a lot of this is your typical Soulsborne gameplay. Dodge, parry, attack, health management, ability management, item management. It's Soulsborne, right? There's a twist with the shells. You got to get new shells for new powers. Awesome. All of them have different durabilities, different weights. You know, just good stuff, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. It's a good twist on the formula. Whoever thought of this, definitely keep them on your team. If they're not on your team, offer them more money to come back to your team. If they're still on your team, offer them more money to stay on the team. Regardless, I think the gameplay is engaging. I think it's good for a time, and I don't think it's strictly for this game. I think it applies to all Soulsborne games. At some point, you kind of get tired of fighting enemies because there's a point in the game where you're not really worried about the creeps or the chaff, the trash mobs. You know, you don't care about them. You only care about the bosses because they're the ones who are really halting progression. Everything else in between is just kind of there for experience. Which, you know, fine, you can upgrade your health and your attack damage and your, you know, powers and stuff. Cool, awesome. But I don't think it, not that I don't think it works, I think it's the formula itself. Because there towards the end, I was just running by enemies. Like when we got to the deep sea depths, and when we got to the bleached castle and all that, I was just running by everybody. I didn't want to fight them because it's a waste of time. It was a waste of time. Like, so I just ran by them. The exploration's fun, you know, and it actually brings up a good point of why I don't prefer the open world design of like Elden Ring versus Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3. I prefer a linear experience here because then you have to deal with the enemies. The best example of this would be, think of literally any open area in Elden Ring. You can go in, grab whatever item you want, and get the fuck out, right? If you're just quick enough, know the route or whatever. Compare that to something like Dark Souls 1's, or compare that to Sin's Fortress in Dark Souls 1. That place, you have to go through each and every challenge that's presented to you, enemies or obstacles, regardless if you want to or not, in order to progress. I think the open world nature of these games is not necessarily the best, or there is one that I think that we just haven't discovered yet, if that makes sense. Elden Ring kind of does it with some of their towers, underground catacombs, villages, stuff like that, where you kind of have to go through the village to progress the game. But I think there needs to be more of that, because there's points where I was just dodging enemies. Because, you know, when it costs so much to level up, and you're really only leveling up when you kill enemies, or when you kill bosses rather, when you're only really leveling up when you kill bosses, then what's the point of killing regular enemies if they're not worth that much and they're not worth your time? But I think most people will enjoy the game from beginning to end. For me, I got tired of it towards the end, but the bosses were still engaging. The last three were still good. The king crab, I forgot what his name was. They were all named something like, not weird, probably something scientific that I just don't know the name of. But you had the king crab, then kite, and then Firth back to back to back, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, because I would have much rather, well, I'm not a fan of it because it just feels like a boss rush. You're fighting 6 bosses at the end of the game. Well, technically 5, right? Because Chitin's was like, that one just self-destruct, so you're just running in a circle. You're facing 5 bosses at the end. I think they could have paced that out a bit better instead of you just doing all the bosses at the end. And by the way, the last 3 bosses are the only 2-phasers in the game, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think they could have done more than one. They could have done like a poisonous underwater slug or snail where you have to just beat the shit out of a snail shell until it breaks off, and then you gotta deal with the slug who's slightly faster and still a bit beefy. That could have been a good spin, you know? But they didn't, and that's really it. So really, the only thing I didn't like about the game was that, especially right there at the end where you see the lobsters in the deep sea area, like, that's too many attacks to try to kill them. You're in this mode where you're just dodging them, and then from that point on, you're just kind of dodging everything else, right? You're only fighting bosses. Like, you got the squid, and you got another, you actually do have a snail, but it's not like a poison snail. I think that would have been, or was it poison? I can't remember. It was a fake moon snail shell, whatever. You have the squid, the snail, and up to that, so you fight the mare, right? You fight the mare, you go down to the deep trenches of underwater, and then from there, you're kind of more and more pushed into not engaging with the regular chaff enemies, because the lobsters are punishing and they take a lot of damage, so you're just kind of pushed to just ignore them, try to sneak by them, or whatever you can do. Then you fight the squid, then right after that you fight the moon, or no, you run past a bunch more enemies because you can't see anything. Then you fight the fake moon snail shell, or fake moon snail, you kill that. Then, you know, the last like third of the game, no, the last quarter or fifth of the game was, I just felt like it became a boss rush at that point. And again, that's just the nature of the formula, you know, because at some point your stats don't matter. because the bosses do so much damage to you that it doesn't matter. So I think on that. Oh yeah, and the stowaways. The stowaways were a nice touch. They're passives, but they can do a lot. I just didn't experiment with them enough because I'm someone who, like, once I find something I like, I kind of just settle there. So, yeah, I think that's really it. What the fuck? Okay. So yeah, I think it gets a 0. The powers are cool. The powers are very fun. But I don't know. I felt like once you get the mantis shrimp strike or whatever you want to call that, where you can just punch people into capsizing them like that, you know, you're kind of holding on to that one and an extra power. I think that's kind of the downfall of that. When you have such a powerful tool that can be used against bosses, you're gonna hold on to it, right? So yeah, on that note, I think I will give it a 0, unfortunately. Okay, replayability and post game. Do you think you'll want to replay this in a year? So post game, if you don't get all the battery crap things, if you don't charge all those, you got crystals to get to upgrade your powers and what else? Oh, and your like actual not player level, but talents. You get talents, I guess, skill trees, skills, powers, whatever. So yeah, you can get those, get a few extra items that are hidden around the world. Actually, hold on, let me check the boss list really quick. Another Ram's treasure bosses. Because if I missed one, right? Okay, so the Royal Shell Splitter, which was the first boss. Right? No, we missed the Royal Shell Splitter. Holy shit. Yeah, we missed that boss. But it was like the first, like one of the first ones. Okay. The Duchess, Pagaris. Diseased Lycanthrope, got him. Colonel Carbonara Connoisseur. Okay, we missed him. Okay, we got the Intimidation Crab, Gravekeeper Depoda. We missed the Consortium, what the fuck? Okay. And Flotsam Veil. Oh, you had to break an umami block for that. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Scuttling Sludge Steamroller, that's where you kind of bounce around. The Ceviche Sisters. Voltai, the Accumulator. Roland, the Mayor. The False Moon, that's the fake snail shell. Inkerton, the Squid. Kamsha, I don't know. The Bleach King, the Crab. Then Chitin, and then Firth. Okay, we only missed like 2 bosses. Okay. I can probably go back and kill those on my own time. But yeah, okay. So anyway, so post game, if you don't get all the bosses first try, you can go back and kill them. You can go get some of the collectibles. They're not even collectibles. You can spend all your microplastics on stuff. You can go and upgrades, buy all the extra shells, buy all the extra cosmetics, finish stuff up. Is there a post game? No, there's not. There's just simply not. So, like, for those of you who don't know, what I consider post game is Skyrim. Skyrim is a perfect example of post game, or like Skyrim, maybe Breath of the Wild. I'm not sure about that. Fallout, anything, a lot of the Bethesda games, right? Because like once you finish the main quest, is there stuff to do afterwards, or does the game end, right? That's the question. Does the game end at that point? Breath of the Wild's hard because you can go straight to the final boss and kill them or beat them, and then the rest of the game is like you get sent back to the point right before you face the final boss, and you can just do whatever up until then. Whereas in Skyrim, Fallout, you can go just do nothing but the main quest, and then after you beat the main quest, you still have all this game to play and all these things to explore. But are you going to want to replay this in a year? Not necessarily, because I don't think so. Because this isn't, you don't build an in-depth character as you do, like, say, Dark Souls or Elden Ring, whatever. I don't know all the character builds. I don't know how in-depth those games can be, but I've seen like wild shit on just videos. So I know for a fact that this game will not get that complex, which that's okay. That's okay. This game has like powers and shit, you know, even though Elden Ring has powers too. But still, doesn't have to be, doesn't need to be. But there is no reason to replay this within a year, because it's just not. Not from beginning to end. You're not going to replay this from beginning to end in a year. And there is no post game. Like, there kind of is, but not really, you know? Like, if you look at Spider-Man 2, there is a post game. That's actually a tough one, too, to evaluate on that. Because there is a post game that exists unless you do all the post game before you reach the end of the game, right? So that's the completionist mindset versus like just free play mindset. The completionist will do everything before they hit the end, I think. So either way, I think this is, I think replayability is just still 0 on both ends. Still. Length is 13 hours. It took me 13 hours to beat this, and why is my camera acting up? I don't know. Fuck me, I guess. The length is 13 hours. I think it's good. I think it's okay. It's just a little long. It could have been longer if I really fought every single enemy I came across, but I didn't. It could have been shorter if I killed every boss first try, but I didn't. So with that being said, I think the length is right where it needs to be, because I wasn't tired of it. I was ready to beat it, but I wasn't done with it. You know, I wasn't like annoyed that I was still playing it, like I sometimes do get with some video games, right? So I think the length is just right. It's in that sweet spot. Put that in parentheses so I don't go crazy. Staring at. Okay, environments. The environment, underwater environments are just hard to do, period, right? Like, look at any underwater video game there ever is. But fuck, there was a game we didn't like do a full review on, but we didn't do a full review on it, but it was one of the games I played. Was it Jak 3? No. I was talking about how I don't like deserts. And it was something along the lines of deserts are hard to do because you can only change them up so much, right? And I think here is the same thing, but I think they did a good job in differentiating all the areas. So you got the city, which I'm not even counting because that's more of a hub area. Then you got the sands between, which is more like this main scene we see here, where it's just sand, underwater vegetation, and just junk on the floor, right? Then you have Flotsam Vale, which is the junkyard level essentially. Then you have Battery Land, which is attached to Battery Land, but you can almost consider that its own area, which it's of skyscrapers and towers and stuff like that. Then you have. And what else you have? You have the Grove, which is to the north, which, it looks pretty. It's a very lush place, even though they did that underwater, which is kind of wild, but hey, they did it. Then you have the Deep Sea area, which is a really neat area, actually. You have to rely on glow sticks to see what's going on. Then you have the Bleached City area, which is outside. So you have one, I'm not counting the beginning area or the city. So you got 1, the Sands Between, 2, Flotsam Vale, 3, the towers in Flotsam Vale. I am counting those as their own separate area because they definitely felt different enough. 4, the Grove, 5, the dark deep sea area, 6, the bleached city area. Yeah, so you got 6 areas in the game, so you got 2 hours, about 2 hours per area. So I think there's enough environments there to keep it fresh, right? I think there's enough. Plus the way how they use these environments as well. Oh, actually 7, the fucking the Duchess area, like the intro level area. Yeah, almost forgot about that one. So 7, still very, it works, right? It works. Plus, like, you platform and stuff on this too. You're not strictly going from one enemy to another enemy to a boss, to a bonfire, to another enemy to a boss, to a bonfire. You know, you're not doing that. You're like platforming. You're doing some fun stuff with the powers you have and the hook, which I didn't use the hook that much, but that's just probably just the idiot in me. So I think environments will get a 1 from most people. The entire package, I think most people will enjoy this game. I think they will if they know what they're getting into, what to expect. If they don't look at this like, oh, it's a kid's game kind of, you know, if they don't look at it like that, they will enjoy the title. Period. It's a fact, right? If they know what they're getting into. Like, if somebody who doesn't do Dark Souls or doesn't understand it, they're not gonna have fun. They might eventually overcome the task, but you know. This is a game you have to know what you're stepping into before you play it or recommend it. Myself, I think it's a fantastic game. I think it's fantastic. I think it's just simply a good game, which is fucking awesome because so actually let me look at the review channel really quick. So let's see here. Of the previous, let's see here. Okay, so of the brand new games I never played before I started reviewing them. Let's see, I never played Blood West, Of Orcs and Men, Filter, Corn Kids, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. I played a little bit Dishonored too. But I'm not going to count that because I'm not going to count either of those because I'm already familiar with them. Because the first one, it's the same thing. And let's see, we got Still Wakes the Deep. I'd already played Deathloop and Heart Space Shipbreaker. So I have, and the Bendy series. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of those 7 games, I only enjoyed 2 of the 7 games I've reviewed. I've enjoyed. That was Blood West and Filter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Those were the only 2 that I had never played and I enjoyed, right? All the other ones I've either already played and enjoyed or never played them and fucking hated it that I was playing them for reviews. Joey Drew Studios should shut down. Anyway, I can 100% recommend this game. It's just good. It's fun. It's engaging. I don't know what other attributes I can apply to it, but it's just a solid game. You know, the team had a vision. And it everything wrapped together. It just works. So objectively, out of 10, we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10 objectively. Holy shit. That's actually not bad. Subjectively, he gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. Yeah. Gets a 7 out of 10, y'all. 7 out of 10. Another Crab's Treasure. Man. So there was one setting. So like for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. We're cutting the stream off. Or no, we're not cutting the stream off, but we're cutting off the review here. So I'll see you next time when we start doing Shadows of Doubt. I'll be taking a break after this one. Probably like a week or so break. You all won't notice it. But yeah, Shadows of Doubt will be the next review. I'm stoked to play it. But, you know, Space Marine 2 is coming out. I gotta play it a little bit. So I'll see y'all later. As for those of you who are still in the stream,